Hey, you crafty animals. I am back with another fun craft. Well, I think it's fun. This book you saw in one of my other videos I got on the clearance rack at Barnes & Noble. And I like it for the quotes, but today I'm going to rip it in half with my hands of fury. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to repurpose the book. You can do a lot with repurposed books. You can make them into photo albums, baby books, journals. Really, the possibility is endless. So what I'm doing right now is ripping out the pages with an X-Acto knife. It helps if you choose a book that has a space in between that spine that I showed you, where it's not like they don't use adhesive all the way across the spine and it's open in there, because then you just slice that little the white edges, and all the pages come right out, and you can still use those. I don't have octopus arms. That was the arm of my daughter. Hence, this is also a voiceover so that you don't hear her chiming in. So the spine is the weakest part of the book, generally, just like parents are the weakest people in society. Do you see the flapping arms? My stress level is at a 10 here. So that's just so you know what was happening. I'm taping with packing tape over the spine. You can see how I'm kind of wrapping it around. I'm just reinforcing that spine area of the book. I did do you a favor and cut out the first 10 minutes where I tried to find the beginning of the packing tape, and I almost cried. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You just smooth it out, smooth out the wrinkles, and then move on. Oh, nope, you don't move on. You use another piece of packing tape because you want that mofo packed. It is not going anywhere. I mean, especially if this is going to be like your burn book that you use with the other school moms. I mean, you're going to be using that a lot. You're going to be writing in it like, oh, Cindy's kid wears knockoff hunter boots, burn. And so you're going to need it to be sturdy. So never mind. So pick some paper, some crafty paper. What is it called? Scrapbook paper. There you go. Words are fun. So I wanted this book to look kind of vintage-y. I didn't really know where I was going with it. I just like vintage-looking things. So then I traced the, let's see, the like width, the height. Height? Is that a word? God, college is hard. And then I cut along that. And then I'm picking out some coordinating washi. You can see that the piece of paper that I chose isn't going to fit all the way across there. And you'll see how I hack that, because the last thing you want this to be is perfect. It's supposed to look, especially if you want it to look like vintagey and old, like mine, you just want it to kind of look a little bit, higgledy-piggledy. That's a word. So you can tell I don't use rulers. I just slap things on and draw lines and, just go with the flow. Because if it doesn't fit perfectly, you can always cover it in washi. That should be a life lesson. If you're having a bad day, just put a piece of washi on it and move on. Now that glue is Craft Bond, and it is like a spray adhesive. I put down a piece of like baking paper underneath, like on my table, so that I didn't get spray adhesive all over the place. Usually I use spray adhesive in my garage, but for the sake of wanting good lighting, like mediocre lighting, I decided to do it inside in a closed room and take deep, deep breaths of the spray adhesive. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And then I chose this little scrap of paper that I cut out, and I end up like hating it and mostly taping over it. But the point is that you can mix and match your pieces of paper. They don't have to all come from one piece. So you can see that I laid that piece on the spine and then one of my yellow pieces of scrapbook paper on one of the covers and just spread that bad boy out. More spray adhesive, more deep breaths. Ooh, look at the purple elephants. And then try and get that smoothed on. Smooth it out, smooth it out. Okay. So, you're going to notice that this looks a little raggedy ass for a while. That's okay. Most things I do, so just keeping with the theme. So you just kind of have to bend the book this way and that way because the pieces are gonna want to come up until your glue is completely set. More spraying, more huffing. No, I'm just kidding. You guys, I'm not a drug abuser. And then I went to the inside of the book and cut out a little piece of paper to glue on there. And then I did the super scientific measurements you can see here of holding the piece of paper up to the book and cutting a slit. And then cutting it out. Everything I do is very accurate, so I just want you to be aware of that coming into this. Very accurate. More spray adhesive, more sticking, more smoothing. Rinse and repeat. So this is just covering up the ugly book that you started with. A good place to find books is Goodwill, especially old books that you don't have to completely cover because they already look kind of old. As you go, I would turn over your baking paper because you can't keep putting your book down on the sticky parts or it will stick and you won't be able to get it up. So that piece of paper that I slapped on that front inside cover didn't fit, as you can see, but that's okay because I picked some washi tape that I have, and if you don't know what washi tape is, how dare you? How dare you even breathe? No, I'm just kidding. Washi tape is like decorative tape that you can just decorate shit with. It's amazing. It's awesome. You can put it anywhere. And there's so many different kinds, and it makes me so incredibly happy. So I use a lot of washi in my journals, in my art journaling. Just, like I said, put washi on everything. Just shut up and put washi on it. Trimming off some things. Like I said, we are very precise and accurate here. So I put some washi there, and the next series of minutes, that's a thing, you're going to see is me putting down random washi tape. I didn't think too hard. I just chose washi tape that I kind of liked, that looked sort of vintage, that, I don't know, sort of matched. And I'm such an artist, right? And I just slap it down in random places on the journal because trust me when I say the less you overthink things and projects, the better that they will turn out. That is the honest to God truth. And basically it's true about life too. The less you overthink it, the better it will turn out. So I just slapped some washi on. Not all of it is super vintage looking. Some of it is. I'm using part of it to kind of push down the ends of that stupid love piece of scrapbook paper that I put on the spine that I just ended up not liking. It just looked dumb. I didn't like it. So I'm using it there. I'm also putting it, other places. Put it everywhere. And like I said, some of it's sort of vintage, some of it's not really, but in the end, I think it all goes together. And there is no rhyme or reason. You don't have to put washi here if you remake a book. You just put it wherever your heart desires. You just slap it down. Oh, and there's the comeback of my lemon washi, because we love lemons here. We don't like to make lemonade, we like to keep our lemons and be bitter. I'm just kidding. So more lemons. lemon the shit out of this book. All right. I really like how it's coming along here. Just throwing more tape on it. You collect washi tape over time. It's kind of like venereal diseases. You don't get them all at once. You have to really work at it. So there you can see I'm adding more. And then smooth everything out. Focus on the spine. Rub it. All right. Open it up. And that is a piece of scrapbook paper that I just cut out, was left over from when I cut the stupid love on the spine. So it's just a number. It's just a random number. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know, just decided to slap it in there. So I threw some tacky glue on it and glued it in. Then I, decide to stamp. Watch out, going crazy here. The StazOn ink is the best because it is like archival ink. So you could watercolor over it if you wanted to get real cray. You could be an animal, an art animal on that stuff, and it's not going to move. So that's good. This is like an olivey color, and I liked how it kind of looked a little bit vintage. So I chose some, it kind of looks like encyclopedia text, and then, let's see, a butterfly, which now that I'm thinking about it, kind of reminds me of Silence of the Lambs, so this book might be ruined for me. Or no, that was a moth. Oh, thank God, right? That he would shove down their throat. Okay, never mind. This is, well, I was going to say it's a family channel, Emily, but it's totally not a family channel. You can see I ripped up a piece of an 8. And now I am gluing that down, struggling with that Aleene's tacky glue. I just need to get a new bottle, or maybe decrustify the top of the bottle that I have. No rhyme or reason, I am just slapping that down. I am stamping a stem. These are some of my favorite stamps. They're like sort of vintagey looking flowers. Also in that green or olive StazOn ink. And another flower head. I think we might be nearing the end of this bad boy. Oh, no. We have to reinforce. Well, you don't have to do this. I choose to because I like to make sure that it's not going to, I don't know, come apart. So I just put packing tape on the edges. If it's something that's going to be sit on a shelf and not get looked at that much, then you don't really need to do that. And if you decided not to, you could always come back and do it later. But since mine I use for journals and I'm kind of rough with them, I like to reinforce the spine, and if there's a lot of tape on it or something, I will throw some more packing tape on there. I know it doesn't look super profesh with the packing tape, but again, I like that. I don't want it to look perfect. I want it to look old and used, like me. Oh, that was nasty. I'm sorry. I don't look old and used. But, I don't look, never mind. So, putting that over the edge. All right. Struggling, riding that struggle bus. There we go. Put it down. There you go. And then I think after this, we might have one more piece to lay down. Get out all those creases and cracks. Like I tell my kids when they're in the shower, pay attention to the cracks and crevices. You can't neglect the creases. So just make sure that you push that stuff in there so that it opens and closes effectively. This video went so wrong, and I'm not sure where. It was supposed to be a cute little book idea. So getting my tape edges down, and there we go. That is my repurposed book. Use it for whatever you want. But I think it's really fun, and tomorrow I am going to upload something showing you how to make little signatures. Signatures are groups of pages that you can put in the binding of your book to make it into an album or a journal or whatever you want. Thanks for watching!